Roxo Media House.
This is Frogs Today. And now here's your host, the voice of the TCU Horned Frogs, Brian Estridge.
Welcome into the Friday edition of Frogs Today. On the road today here at the Sam Baugh Indoor Practice Facility, you were just seeing shots of some who's who of the NFL working out here on the TCU campus, including the Kansas City Chiefs quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, getting in some work here. Horned Frog seniors who have graduated, obviously heading off to the NFL now, getting an opportunity to work out with some of these guys as well. Terrific experience here. Good to have them in Fort Worth. Good to have them here on the TCU campus. We start our show today with some news and notes, and let's start with the biggest event of all, obviously, coming up on Saturday, tomorrow down in Austin. It's 1 versus 2 in tennis. That's number 1, Texas, versus number 2, TCU. And I'm not talking about just in the Big 12. I'm talking about in the NCAA, folks. This is 1 versus 2 for the Big 12 title. It happens on Saturday. Stay tuned to Frogs Today and FrogsToday.com for all the latest on that. Beach volleyball is taking on UCLA this weekend. We had a chance to catch up with Hector Gutierrez, their head coach, about, this senior class and what he's seen out of them so far this year.
Well, they mean a lot because they've been here since the beginning with me, and obviously they're like a huge part of the culture of the program, and I mean we wouldn't be here without them. Obviously, you know, they put a lot of work and a lot of tears and a lot of sweat on this, like trusting the process and trusting on that we can be number one, you know, and we can win a national championships and that's a lot because, you know, like things change, every class changed, and when they got here, the expectations probably were different, you know, but they by the end, they believed on the program, they believe in the school, they believe in the coaches. That's the more important thing, and yeah, I'm really proud of them because they're doing a really good job, and they live in this place way better that they found it, and that's all. That's what it matters, and that's what I think is really important for them as well.
Hector also talked about the competition they've seen so far to date and how much it has prepared them now for a national championship run potentially.
Maybe people think like because we're number one, that's easy. You know, it's really hard to win that much and that clean. You know, and that's props to the girls though. That's what we always said is one team at a time, and you just really need to focus on your court. You know, because at nationals and conference, you don't know what's going to happen, and all you need to do is win on your court. And it's really hard to have that level of concentration playing against everybody, you know, because we don't just play hard against the best, we play hard against everybody else, and that's how you win a national championship, with that mentality.
That's beach volleyball taking on UCLA this weekend. Baseball's in action after a big win earlier in the week against Abilene Christian. They got UNC Wilmington. The Seahawks are in town. That's right. It is a non-conference matchup as they step out of Big 12 play. By the way, 4 straight at home now for the TCU baseball team. From baseball, we turn our attention to equestrian. The national championship's taking place in Florida. If the Frogs can advance, they'll have a chance to win that natty on Saturday. All right, that kind of gets you up to date on what all's going on as far as those sports are concerned. The other big event, though, is obviously coming up tonight at Amon Carter Stadium. Another edition of Friday Night Lights. The athletic director, Jeremiah Donati, caught up with us earlier today. We had a chance to catch up with him about what to expect tonight at Friday Night Lights and what he was looking forward to in this football spring game.
Well, some new players, and a lot of the returners, you know, are coming back with different numbers. It makes it really confusing for us. That's why we've got these cheat sheets. But no, I've just been really impressed with spring ball and how the guys have come along. I think one of the things is that they've learned how to practice, right? They've learned what the expectation is. We're a lot farther along this spring than we were a year ago, and so that's really exciting considering the results we had. But a lot of optimism, a lot of good athletes out there, a lot of new faces, but I'm excited to turn it on for an hour or so and let them get after it.
And then from a fan perspective, it's always a fun time, too. There's interaction. It's a fun experience out there for that hour.
Yeah, you know, you get a little taste of football. It's almost like a bonus game. And so I think we're going to have a great turnout. Friday night, the weather should be good. A good football environment and fireworks to boot for the family afterwards. But it's going to be a lot of fun. It typically is.
Have you caught your breath at all after basketball?
Not yet.
Okay. I just wanted to make
not
sure.
yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. When July comes around, we'll get a little downtime, but between now and then, we got a lot to do.
That's Athletic Director Jeremiah Donati. They're getting ready for tonight's Friday Night Lights. Coming up next on Frogs Today, the Horned Frog basketball team landed 2 big-time transfers this week, and we had a chance to catch up with both of them. We get a chance to visit with the 2 latest members of Jamie Dixon's Horned Frog basketball team next when we continue on the Friday edition of Frogs Today.
The Flying T Club provides the everyday TCU fan and alum the ability to specifically support TCU student athletes. Flying T Club offers 3 levels of memberships. The Flying T Club is a nonprofit organization supporting the brand development of TCU student athletes through a series of unique event-based networking opportunities, which are exclusive to our members. These events provide a great social engagement tool for our members and student athletes alike. Follow them on Instagram at Flying T Club or online at flyingtclub.com.
Dave's Hot Chicken is a cult favorite and now has 2 locations in Fort Worth, Bryant Irvin Road on I-20 and Berry Street at TCU, both owned and operated by Horned Frogs. Mention the Frogs Today show and get 10% off anytime and order online at daveshotchicken.com.
This is Cowtown Headache Center, a neurology clinic that specializes in headache medicine. We offer standard oral medications, we offer trigger point injections, we offer multiple nerve blocks, we offer infusions both for prevention medication and for acute relief. My name is Andrew Levere. I'm a physician assistant that has a special certification from the National Headache Foundation in headache medicine. Patients are pretty shocked when I tell them we have tons of options for them and that we can do better than what they're doing. I don't just tell you, here's one medicine we're going to try. I'll give them options, and then ultimately we choose together as the provider and patient. It's very satisfying to know that we're changing people's lives.
Welcome back into Frogs Today. Some of the NFL who's who behind us working out here at the Sam Baugh Indoor Practice Facility. Talking a little hoops, so right now, that's right, we're in the heart of recruiting time for Jamie Dixon's team, and he landed 2 huge transfers this week. Let's start with a conversation with Isam Mustafa. Isam is a guy that comes in from Coastal Carolina. This is a double-double guy. In fact, last year averaged 12 points and 10 boards a game for the Chanticleers. That's right. We knew their nickname. How about that? Mustafa's a guy that's going to come in at 6'9", provide some help on the inside. We had a chance to catch up with Isam earlier, and here's our conversation with the now Horned Frog center right now. Isam Mustafa's on campus today. We had a chance to catch up with him here, trying to determine what his next stop is. And it'll be a good one because, Isam, you've had a great career at Coastal Carolina, over 1,000 points, still have 2 years of eligibility, and you're just looking for the next challenge, huh?
Yep. It's time for me. Coastal Carolina is a great place. Graduating this year, and that was Coach Ellis' biggest reason is me to graduate at Coastal, but I feel like now it's time for me to step up and get to the bigger stage.
What are you looking for in that next big stage?
To be honest, I'm just looking for a team that can get me better as a player, and I'm looking for a team that I can help to get to a tournament or make a run in the tournament, hopefully win the tournament, the NCAA tournament, and this is something I'm looking for.
How important is to you to play at a high level, meaning that team being one of the elite conferences in the country? You know how good the Big 12 is.
Oh, it is very important to me. This something I'm putting my name in the pot for. I kind of want to get out my comfort zone, and that's something I like to do. So for me, I feel like I want to challenge a conference like the Big 12 or one of the Power 5. So yeah, it is very important. I'm excited for it too.
I know you grew up in Egypt and then went to high school in the Northeast, then down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Is this your first time in Texas?
This is actually my second time in Texas. Yeah, I met my guy, my guardian, which is him with everything. He actually lives in Dallas, so it's I think 30 minutes away from here. So I stayed with him. First time for me was last summer, so it was very fun. But I like it here. It's very nice. Yeah.
What have you learned about TCU maybe that you didn't know? And I know you've only been here a short period of time.
To be honest, I just like the culture. I feel like everyone's culture is insane here. Everyone like the school. Everyone have special love for school, and that's very important to me because I'm a big person on culture and see the commitment to school and everything. So that's one thing I've seen so far. Everyone enjoying what they're doing, and everyone excited about it. So.
I want to give you a chance to brag, too, because you're going to be part of the Egyptian national team, aren't you? I want you to brag on that and tell us, because you guys are pretty good and qualified, right?
We are already in the World Cup, so hopefully I'll be in the World Cup with the team from August 25th to September 10th, and this is when the World Cup going to be, so hopefully that's going to work. Yeah, first time in the World Cup in a couple years, so I'm very excited about this. Hopefully we make a good run there, too.
Well, Esam, if this works out for you, we look forward to having you. Look forward to seeing you around, man. We'll have you on the set some, okay?
Thank you so much. I appreciate you for having me here today. Thank you.
That's Esam Mostafa, the latest addition to Jamie Dixon's team. When we come back on Frogs today, well, we got another one. Trey Tennyson's his name. He's from Mansfield Legacy, and he joins us next. Transfer coming in to talk a little TCU basketball. We visit with him as Frogs Today continues after this timeout.
At Higginbotham, we put people first. So, we simply start by listening to you. Whether you're searching for customized insurance, HR, or financial solutions to protect your home, car, health, business, or employees, our specialists are here to serve you, the people you care about, and your success. Higginbotham, insurance, HR, and financial services. Inspired by you.
Texas-based Happy Water offers the best-tasting, sugar-free kids drink ever made. Happy Water comes in 4 delicious flavors that you can find at local retailers and on Amazon. Each pouch contains 0 grams of sugar, 0 calories, and 0% juice. Head to happydrinks.com for more information and to purchase Happy Water. That's HAPI drinks.com. Live happy, be happy, drink happy.
Dave's Hot Chicken is a cult favorite and now has 2 locations in Fort Worth, Bryant Irvin Road on I-20 and Berry Street at TCU. Both owned and operated by Horned Frogs. Mention the Frogs Today show and get 10% off anytime and order online at daveshotchicken.com.
The Flying T Club provides the everyday TCU fan and alum the ability to specifically support TCU student-athletes. Flying T Club offers 3 levels of memberships. The Flying T Club is a nonprofit organization supporting the brand development of TCU student-athletes through a series of unique event-based networking opportunities, which are exclusive to our members. These events provide a great social engagement tool for our members and student-athletes alike. Follow them on Instagram at Flying T Club or online at flyingtclub.com.
Welcome back into Frogs Today here in the Sam Baugh Indoor Practice Facility, talking a little TCU basketball. Coming up in just a minute, we're going to hear from 2 current Horned Frogs. It's Micah Peavy and Chuck OBannon. We're on the Players Club on Thursday night with Emma and Liv. We'll hear from them here shortly. But first, the latest edition of Jamie Dixon's roster includes a guy by the name of Trey Tennyson. He's a transfer from Corpus, Texas A&M Corpus. This guy led them in scoring, averaging 16 points a ball game, shot nearly 40% from behind the three-point arc. He's out of Mansfield Legacy, and he joins us right now. We had a chance to catch up with him earlier in our Flying T Club studios. Here's our visit with Trey Tennyson. Welcome into the Flying T Club studios here today. Honored to have Trey Tennyson with us. He's on campus, and we grabbed him, snagged him, walked him over here because we wanted to talk a little basketball with him. Trey, obviously looking for a new home, is in the transfer portal from A&M Corpus Christi. Had a great year down there, by the way. Man, you filled it up. You filled it up a little bit, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
You guys had a nice season as well. Made it to postseason. Got out of the first round. Tough second-round opponent, as they all are, right? But it was a fun year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really fun playing in March Madness. Like, it's really a dream come true.
Yeah. And Trey, your year, you ended up leading them in scoring, I know, what, about 16 points a game, something like that?
Yes, sir.
But the big number that stood out to me was your percentage from behind the three-point arc. What was that number?
It was 40%, I think.
Yeah.
40%.
Yeah, that's a pretty good number. So, obviously, a shooter, you take great pride in that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What is it about your game you think that stands out the most?
My ability to score in all 3 levels and just scoring different actions and just a variety of ways.
Yeah. The scouting report that when I talk to coaches around the country that talk about you, they talk about you're a pure shooter too. That it comes off the same every time. That it's a technique and wise. It's a pretty shot. Is that fair?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah? You'll take that compliment.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah. Is that from just hours in the gym?
Yeah, I spend all my time in the gym. Really, I don't really do anything else, so it's kind of natural just to shoot. The way I shoot, it just feels natural. So when people talk about it, just something I don't know. I just do it every day. It's just like talking, so it's like talking about my voice.
I love it. I love it. You know, your voice is your shot. You know, I get that. You know, the other thing that stands out too, Trey, is not only are you a scorer, led them in scoring, shoot 41% from behind the arc, but you set other guys up too. And I watched a few highlights of you setting other guys up, and a big smile on your face when they're successful, when they're scoring. Huh?
Yeah. We was a family in Corpus, so like as soon as somebody else scores, it's just you just happy for them because it's like your brother and your family. So
yeah, why not, right? Everybody succeeds, right? When one person's having a good night. So you got 5 siblings, am I right about that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, that's that had to be fun growing up. Who's the best basketball player in the family?
Me.
Yeah, I like it, man. When you think about your next stop for you, your next career move, what are you looking for?
I like winning, so going to a winning program I just like winning, really.
Yeah.
So that'd be really big, and I want to play for a national championship too. So.
Good. And so you're looking to play at the highest level, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell me what you know about the Big 12, which is the best league in the country.
I know a lot about the Big 12. You know, coming from I live in Texas, so like we got Texas right there, TCU, Baylor, Texas Tech. So growing up, you kind of know all about those schools. Like you kind of know all about them really. So really familiar with it. I got friends that played in it, you know, so I kind of know a lot about it.
Yeah, it's a fun league, man.
Yeah,
It's
really fun.
night in and night out. There are no off nights, man.
Mm-hmm.
They bring it. You grew up in Arlington, went to Mansfield Legacy. Family's still here, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. How important would it be to be able to play in front of family every night?
Playing in front of family would be big because I kind of always went to school kind of pretty far away, so like it's like they come to like the bigger games or the rare games, or like it's rare to see them at games, so they're gonna be pretty much at every single game. So
yeah,
family, friends, everything.
I like that. I like that. It's important stuff, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to put a value on that. Trey, what do you? When you were at Corpus, you were majoring in. Did I have this right? Were you a computer engineering major? What were you majoring?
No, sir. I was doing university studies.
Yeah.
General studies.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's so same sort of thing you can do here. You can do. They got all
well,
programs like that.
I have like a business track. It's just because I transferred from junior college, I didn't have like some of the credits didn't transfer over. So in order for me to be on pace to graduate, I had to do general studies. But next year I can be able to get my master's in any business track.
I like that, man. So after basketball's over, and let's hope that's a long time.
Yes,
all right. Let's hope that's after years in the NBA and whatnot. What do you want to do after that? Do you have any idea yet?
I love basketball, so I kind of want to train people and just stay kind of in the field of basketball. And I'm gonna have a master's degree in anything business related, so I'll be able to do anything in that field too.
You can run your own gym, man.
Yeah, my own studio too.
Yeah, I like that, man. That'd be okay.
Yeah.
Well, you can come hang out in this studio with us.
Yeah,
a little different studio, but it's all right. Yeah.
It's nice.
I got to ask you about one other thing, because you and I have something in common. You don't know this. You like to fish?
Yeah, it's fishing fun.
I like to fish too. Are you a freshwater or saltwater fisherman?
I've always just fished in saltwater with my stepdad, but I never really tried fishing in freshwater.
Yeah? All right. Well, maybe we go one day.
I don't know where any freshwater is.
I'll find some. I got some spots for you, okay?
All right.
All right. I'm glad you're here, man. I hope to see you around, okay?
Nice to meet you.
Trey Tennyson joining us there, future Horned Frog here from Texas A&M Corpus Christi and Mansfield Legacy. From there, we go to a couple of Horned Frogs who are obviously a part of this year's NCAA tournament run. Great years for Micah Peavy and also for Chuck OBannon. They start to look ahead to next season already. They were on the Players Club last night with Emma and Liv, and we had a chance to listen in. Here's that conversation with Micah and Chuck OBannon from the Players Club.
As of right now, we have 5 returning players, and we just signed 3 new guys.
Nice.
So we're just going up with each other every day, going back and forth. Mike is a little loose, but we're just competing every day. Hoping to get a few more transfers. We're excited for the freshmen coming in, so we can finally practice with a full team.
Yeah. Are the spring practices super intense, or what's the vibe like at those practices? I'm always curious.
Yes, they're very intense. Especially playing with Mike all the time, because everybody knows Mike is one of the best defenders in the country. So that's always a challenge going up against Micah. So yeah.
He's hyping you up. Do you get after it at practice? Are you that guy, or?
I like to make my teammates better, and playing tough defense on Chuck makes him better for the game. So
I love that. Now, regardless of staying, leaving, whatever the case is, When you guys have to make those decisions about when you're going to go to the NBA or move on to your professional career, how tough can that be on you guys since you've established roots out of school and kind of made a community and have a team here? How tough is that decision?
I would say it's tough, but it helps when everybody wants you to succeed and wants you to make it to the next level. So
Yeah.
I think it's not as tough as it would be if you didn't. We're so close as a team, so I think it helps.
Yeah, I love
Okay,
that.
fun. Okay, and you went to Tech before?
Yes.
Okay, so you stayed in Texas. So you weren't interested in going outside?
I just think Texas just has a lot of great basketball programs. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think I could just find a good place here.
Yeah.
What was the reason for Texas Tech in the first place?
Well, I'm very close with Chris Beard.
Okay.
Him and my dad have been close since before I was born. He was actually my dad's GA in college, so
Cool.
I've just always known him, and then we developed a great relationship.
Mhm.
That's why I ended up going
I
there.
feel like that makes the recruiting process a little more comfortable too, right? When you have a familiar face. And Chuck, you also transferred from USC, correct?
Yes, yes.
What was your experience like over there?
My experience at SC was very intense. You know, it was different. It was a shock for me. You know, unfortunately, I didn't really get to play much at USC. I only played in a few games. I encountered a lot of injuries when I was there.
Yeah.
You know, I had 2 season-ending surgeries, and outside of my season-ending surgeries, you know, I always stayed with an ankle sprain here and there. You know, just little knick-knack stuff.
Mhm.
And then during my 3rd year, that's when I turned into like the hurt guy. You know,
Yeah.
It was just.
But you never want to be.
Yeah, absolutely not. And so after I turned into the hurt guy, you know, I was like, I got to get out of here. So I hopped into the newly infamous transfer portal.
Okay.
and TCU, you know, they showed a lot of love, and I came on a visit here, and
Rest is history.
The rest is history.
In terms of college basketball, what would you say is the most difficult part about being a D1 basketball player?
I was just saying, you miss a lot of classes.
Yeah.
So being a student athlete, you're on the road for a long time, you still have to be on like your academics, basically. So that's
Which is
just
hard
the
to
toughest
juggle.
for me. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Chuck? Similar?
I say the hardest part is just the schedule. You know, keeping up with the schedule, what you have to do every day. You know, luckily I graduated already, so my schedule is a lot lighter than it was. But like having to wake up at 6, 7 a.m. every day and not being able to come home till 8, 9 at night every single day, you know, it definitely takes a toll on you.
It's a grind, but I mean, you guys are going to be better people because of it, right?
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
Teaching you a lot.
Yeah.
Chuck, for you, what would you say the biggest difference between playing in the Pac-12 and then the Big 12 is in terms of basketball?
I would say that the biggest difference was Big 12 is more like defensive oriented, you know, like every team is just very defensively good, you know, and Pac-12 is more of a mindset, we're going to outscore you type deal, you know.
Okay.
Guys try to get or coaching staffs usually try to get like the more NBA type prospect athletes, you know, if that makes sense. But,
for sure.
But when it comes to the crowds, you know, in the Pac-12, only Arizona had a good crowd every game.
Okay,
You know, unless UCLA will have a good crowd recently. You know, they've been good the past few years. But but in the Big 12, every game, every team,
It's
1 through
tough.
10, you know, it's a tough game, but also the crowd is going to be very loud.
Yeah.
Fans are going to be into it. You know, it's super competitive.
How did it feel too, coming off of like obviously the great football season TCU had, like the fans carrying that energy? Like, did you feel that at all?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I was one of the first people to call it that we were going to the playoffs.
Really?
Nobody believed me. Everybody was like, "Bro, come on, bro!" Like,
Just after the first few games, you felt it, or what was it?
Yeah, you know, like after we won like our first 3, I was like, "Yo," and like I was watching our team, and then I'll watch other college football teams, and I'm like, we match up well with these guys, except we're a little bit more talented, you know. So I was like, "Yo, we can beat anybody," and you know, and then people started hopping on the bandwagon, you know.
And you're like, I was here.
Towards November, but it was like, you know.
I mean, but I always ask the other athletes this too, and I feel like for you guys, it's the most prominent for sure, because not only do we roll straight into basketball, but you guys are a well-known team on campus. Everyone likes to go to your games, all those things. Did you feel any pressure of like, we got to be just as good as the football team, or did that not really faze you as you went your season?
Well, I don't think it's pressure. I mean, we want to be the best, you know what I'm saying? So it's not pressure. It's just like I said, we want to be the best team in the country. So it's motivation. Exactly.
Yeah. No, I love that. And I think that's a great thing for TCU, and like why our athletic programs are so strong is because we have all these different areas of like the tennis team's good, the football team's good, the basketball team's good. Like, we have all of that energy kind of going into one. You guys can feed off of that. So now, speaking of TCU basketball program, it's been so great, so strong. What, each of you can talk about this individually. You obviously got recruited here and something drew you here. What was that reason that you were like, I want to be a TCU basketball player?
For me, TCU had everything that I needed to pursue my basketball career, because at SC, like I said, everything at SC was perfect for me except basketball.
Mhm.
So when I transferred, I was like, I need to go somewhere where I don't really care about anything else but basketball, but TCU also has a great education system. So I was like, it's a it's a plus.
I love it. What about you?
Win-win situation.
Yeah.
For me, I just love the coaching staff. I've known everybody on the coaching staff ever since I was a freshman in high school, because they were all at different spots. Like Coach Broussard was at UCLA, Coach Benford was at LSU, and they recruited me there. So, like I said, I've known them, so I like them, and then I knew the players on the team. I knew Mike since I was in elementary school, Jacoby. So,
love that.
So I just. Those family.
That'll do it for this day's edition of Frogs Today here on the Friday. A lot of stuff going on here around campus, obviously. Look forward to seeing you tonight at the spring game. Friday Night Lights here in Fort Worth. By the way, some pretty good players out on the field right now. Here's some of the who's who in the NFL joining us at the Sam Baugh Indoor Practice Facility. Have yourself a great weekend. We'll be back with you again on next week for another edition of Frogs Today. For our entire crew, have a great weekend.
Frogs Today is brought to you by the Flying T Club, supporting TCU student athletes. Frogs Today is a production of Roxo Media House.
Roxo Media House.